Hi, how nice of you to drop by. I don't know about you, but I'm working up an appetite. I want something to go along with my beer. Well, let's whip something up. Everything starts with high quality beef, or at least decent quality beef. Cut against the grain. Nice, rather thin slices, cut against the grain, but not too thin. And actually they're not too uniform, I have to admit, but I don't think that's gonna be a problem. Just put them in one of those nice sealable bags, the Ziploc bags. Marinating time. Crush 4 cloves of garlic in there. Oh yeah, that seems like a lot. It's a big one. Holy crap. 1 tablespoon of ginger. Of course it would be preferable if you had fresh grated ginger. I only have the powdered one. Better than nothing. 1 small to medium sized minced onion. Mince is fine or as coarse as you like. 1/4 of a cup of densely packed brown sugar. 1/4 of a cup of fish sauce. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. 2 tablespoons of ground coriander. 1 tablespoon of cumin. Half a teaspoon of turmeric. About 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can use more if you want a little extra heat. And a teaspoon of minced or granulated lemongrass. If you don't have that, lemon zest will do just fine. Well, damn, you think that's enough ingredients yet? Well, actually, yes, it is. So, close up the Ziploc bag and give all that a good mix. Mix it really nicely, really thoroughly, you know? It needs that kind of love. It needs your love. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you close your eyes, it almost feels like... forget about that. Never mind. Oh yes. Keep working that in there. But be careful not to break the bag. It's gonna be a mess. Okay, I'd say that looks good enough for me. And now for the hard part. Off into the fridge with this for 4 whole hours. Gives me time to drink a couple more beers, I guess. To work up even more of an appetite. Oh yeah. So yeah, 4 hours of marinating time. Usually I marinate my meat like this overnight in the fridge. But trust me, this time 4 hours is enough even for me. I mean, you could go for 1 hour or 2 hours or even only half an hour. Some people prefer to actually have the pure beef taste and not so much marinades or spices. But I'm one of those who likes their meat heavily spiced and marinated. Not spicy, but savory and marinated. I like lots of spices, you know. I don't need the pure beef taste coming through too strong. But like I said, trust me, 4 hours is really enough. It's gonna be really heavily spiced. If you leave it overnight, it's going to be really way too intense, I think. But try it yourself. Who knows, maybe it floats your boat. Well, in the meantime, let's just play the waiting game. So usually I prefer metal skewers 100% of the time, and I thought I had some in my kitchen, but I must have left them at my parents' place last time. So unfortunately all I have are those wooden kind of skewers. And why I'm not too fond of them, first you have to soak them in water like for half an hour, or they get burned too quickly usually. And also, even if you oil them, even if there's oil in the marinade, the meat tends to stick on those skewers, and it can be a little bit hard to get the meat off. Never happens with metal skewers. So yeah, I got them all skewered up. I know I'm not gonna show you how to do that, it's tedious work, believe me. Just skewer them up in a kind of like a wave-like motion, you know. Not too loosely, but not too compact either. And don't get tempted and, like I did one time, and lose the skewers altogether and just pan fry them along with the marinade and those delicious onions, because it's seriously going to be way too salty, believe me. I know it's tempting because all those little onion pieces, most of them you have to discard. But then again, you could cut the onion more coarsely and put them on the skewers. Why didn't I think of that? Damn it. Well, anyways, you can see some of those little onion pieces stick to the marinated meat anyway. When I'm using just a baking tray and a sheet of baking paper, of course you could grill them in the oven, broil them on an elevated position on a baking rack for extra crispiness or something, but I prefer to smother them in their own juices, so yeah, to each their own, I guess. So what's an awesome addition to already heavily marinated meat? A nice sauce, of course. So while the broiler is heating up, yeah, we could make an awesome peanut sauce. So for this, we're just going to bring one of those small cans of coconut milk to a boil. So if you bring this one to a boil and then add all the other ingredients, it will just have the right temperature. So yes, as you can see, this is clearly coming to a boil. Remove it from the heat and add 3/4 of a cup, that's about 225-230 grams of unsalted, unsweetened peanut butter, because you want to add all the spices yourself. But don't worry, if you can't get that, you can use your regular American brand like Jiffy or Jif or whatever it's called, or Reese's or whatever. 2 cloves of garlic, there's a big one again. 2 tablespoons of brown molassy sugar, 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, the really dark and flavorful kind, the juice of half a lime, one teaspoon of sriracha sauce, or even more if you like the heat. And yeah, that's basically it. Just combine everything while it's still warm, and this should turn into a fairly thick but still kind of smooth peanut sauce. It will thicken even more as it cools down. And yes, I made way too much sauce. Anyway, I can use it for so many things. So yeah, the broiler has been fired up for some time now. So let's just put them in for 10 minutes or so before turning them around. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so the skewers have been in the oven for more like 15 minutes instead of 10, because I'm getting a little bit drunk and I forgot about them, but I don't think I scorched them. On the contrary, see how much juice they got. So maybe I should have grilled them on a rack after all. But boy, if you could smell that, they're so fragrant already. Oh yeah. Dude! Yep, so starting to look better. Let's turn one around. Let's say another 5 to 10 minutes, because I don't want to dry them out. I think then they're done. I mean, I probably could eat them right now, but I like a little bit of crust on the outside. Oh yes, they're looking and smelling awesome. But I'm afraid it's just as I feared. I'm pretty drunk and I ran all out of beer by the time all this is done. So yeah, if you want to have some snack along with your beer, it's better to plan ahead. But on the other hand, after all this beer, I'm having quite the munchies, so let's dig in. Oh yeah. Oh yes. So yeah, am I supposed to remove them from the skewers first, or? I'm under the influence, so I think it's excusable if I just dig in like this. Dude, like I said, even after 4 hours of marinating, that's like more than enough. Awesome. Whew. Yeah, actually maybe I think normal people should go for only 1 or 2 hours of marinating, or even half an hour. This is so spicy, not in the sense of like hot, but really so much spices coming together. Oh, oh boy. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I need to sober up now, I guess.